What's going on, guys? Just smoking some vieux carrie out of my meerschaum K. Woody billiard. You know, my tasting pipe. Well, that's what it's always been anyway, my tasting pipe. It gives you that nice clean, pure smoke. Really, the vieux carrie, it turned out spectacular with some age on it. I'll show you guys the I think that's pretty cool, because I think it's a little tougher to get the Cornell and Deal blends to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure if it is or not. I don't know. I kind of get that idea. I looked up vieux carrie in the dictionary or on the internet and found out that, and I thought it meant like full of life or vibrant, something like that. No, it means old square. I mean, I suppose that kind of fits in with the whole Cellar series, because they have one called Oak Alley. They have several different that are kind of that kind of a name. That one just so happens to be, I think joie de vivre is really what I'm thinking of, actually, about the full of life, because I think that has something to do with that. I'm not a Frenchman. I don't speak French. I've just heard it. You hear it in the English language. Obviously, we still use French words every day. Rendezvous and whatnot. Many a word, we use is our French words. Rendezvous being a good example. Or there's a ton of them that are in our vernacular, in our daily vocabularies, that actually, that's what they're French. But anyway, I digress. I smoked this tobacco once before last week on Friday. To be honest, I think the age really I've always liked vieux carrie. I've always thought it was one of the better English aromatics out there, and I think it is one of the best out there. Non-germain, like if there were no germain aromatics or Samuel, I haven't tried many Samuel Gawith aromatics, but if there were none of those, I would say vieux carrie is the best English aromatic out there. With 5 years on it, it is among the germain blends. I guess there's a reason why they call it the Cellar series. Why that's what it is. It's the Cellar series. It's meant to be aged, and once you age it, you get it's a whole nother animal. Take the time to pull a few flakes loose for you guys to see it. I'm pretty. Oh, there it is. And that's how I'm smoking it, by the way. I did rub them out, but I pulled flake out because I didn't want to just use the crumbs from the bottom. I wanted their pressed flake, the part that is exactly how they blended it. And it came out really, really nicely. There's a lot of sugar crystals formed. A ton of sugar crystals formed, and you can just see that it's really melded together nicely, I believe. Because tobacco, it takes time. It takes time from when it's tinned or when it's pressed to when it's at its peak to be smoked. Because if it was as easy as putting tobaccos together and making blends, all you would need is a bag of Perique, a bag of Virginia, a bag of Orientals, which I know people do. But no, who would buy blends? Why wouldn't you just buy the leaf yourself? Why wouldn't you just, like McConnell's and McClellan's, when they were around, they sold just individual types of tobacco. And if it was that simple, that's what you would do. You would make your own blend, I believe. But it's not the best way. And perhaps if you were to age it, it would be most excellent, and you could make something really, really good. But I think, the aging process, that's what really, that's the true test of a tobacco, is time. Time in the cellar, time on the market. Does it sell, 5 years later after it comes out? Because anybody can make a blend that when it comes out, everybody buys a tin or 5 tins or whatever. Slap small batch on it, throw it out there, and people buy 5 tins. Anybody can do that. But will they come back? Will they buy more? That's the test. Especially with their small batch runs. Honestly, I haven't really, not every small batch blend attracts me, only certain ones. Like the ones that are actually have some special quality. Like that Folklore drop, 8 State Burley. It's burley. I mean, I smoke cigarettes, so it's just no. But anyway, I was just wanted to talk about pipes in general, and how lucky I am to have gotten to, it's so funny how many pipes that I got years ago and didn't even know what I had. I'm a collector now, and I can spot when something is valuable just from a glance. I know what to look for. I know where the clover needs to be. I know, what makes a pipe collectible, K. Woody wise. And to a lesser degree, Yellow Bowl. I know exactly what to look for with these pipes. And what's crazy is when I bought this pipe, it was brand new and unsmoked. And this pipe is from the 30s. And that just blows my mind that I bought an unsmoked no oxidization on the stem whatsoever. It was as if I walked into a smoke shop and purchased this over the counter, brand new. You know, and it has the center white circle with black clover. And I actually bought 2 of these, and I have videos to prove it. I bought a squat tomato version. It was like a fat round tomato, not too big. It was kind of a medium smoke, very short. The bowl depth was very short. It was very round. You know, it was very much so like a pipe you would hold like this, but it was very short. This one, lo and behold, full circle throughout my pipe tastes, I've come back to this pipe and I really appreciate the shape now, because the apple is like my favorite shape at this point. The apple, the original, the more classic shapes are my favorites at this point. The pear, the apple, the bulldog, especially a round shanked bulldog, or like this weekend, a oval shanked bulldog sold for $80. And actually, it's the only other super grain or a K Woody pipe that I've ever seen that had a clover on the side that was, if you had it in your mouth, the clover was on the top side here. It was on, like how normally it would be on this side, it was up here, and it was vertical. The clover faces this way, like my extra large Canadian. Now that's what led me to think that extra large Canadian might be a fake, was the way the clover was. Well, I think that was just a very short period of time they did that. And I want to say it was right after they stopped putting the shank on this, or the emblem on the shank with the K Woody, or the K Woody emblem on the shank. That's when they switched over to putting the super grain clover onto the bit. And I'm willing to bet that is the one, that's how they did it right after they stopped doing the shank. So it's just an old pipe I didn't realize. It's probably as old as this one. I think it might have been only a super grain thing. And that's another really lucky, that was a lucky find. I stumbled across that and got that for extremely cheap. That bulldog, that shape was really rare. An oval stemmed bulldog, extremely rare. So it went for more. Well, mine was an extra large Canadian, their largest Canadian K Woodies. And that's kind of a rare shape too. But I'm lucky enough that I got one that's a super grain, that's from the 30s, that's in fantastic condition, that has the emblem in the weirdest spot. I feel like I just bought it because it was cheap, and I liked the shape. I didn't know how big it was. And I swear, all my best pipes have been that way. It seems like when I was buying 5 years ago, they were so cheap that it was easy to get a hold of pipes that were unsmoked meerschaums made by K Woody with a central clover. I mean, this is an old pipe. This pipe is probably worth double what I paid for it. And for a long time, I didn't even know that this meant anything, that where the clover was placed, and I didn't care. I mean, sure, I was happy that I had an old K. Woody meerschaum. But I didn't quite understand the significance immediately. It wasn't until I started getting into other shapes and other K. Woodies. But this vieux carrie, I'll tell you, the age has really taken the edge off of this tobacco. It really just has a smooth, sweet, aromatic flavor, along with a nice smoky, a nice smokiness to it. I mean, it's definitely, the top note definitely fits the rest of the blend. It's something I could smoke regularly. I should have got half a pound of this when I bought it. Or I should have got a pound. I should have got 2 at the time. I sort of regret not doing that. Tasting it after 6 years, it really makes me look forward to trying that other tin after 10 years, after it's actually cellared the amount that Cornell and Deal recommends to get the full potentials. You know, I'm looking forward to that. But I just wanted to talk about how pleased I am with some of the purchases I made in the past. That they weren't the most educated purchases, but I know it looks good. That I feel that I know what is aesthetically pleasing. Now I know that tastes in K. Woodies have changed. The panel pipes are extremely in vogue at the time, at this point, you know, right now. Oval stems, I believe, are in vogue. The amber stems are in vogue. Certain pipes are really in vogue right now. Sandblasts are very in vogue. They're very in style. And I think the classic shapes are very much in vogue too. Kind of like the panel pipes. Because I remember I got panel pipes years ago for a song and for nothing. Now they seem to just go for a ton, I guess because no other pipe makers really did them, and K. Woody guys have found the value. But anyway, man, the button on this thing is razor sharp. Nobody has ever smoked this thing before me, and I've always kept a bit guard on it. But anyways, I'll leave you guys with this. You know, when you're shopping for pipes, do your research, but get what you think looks good. What you think looks good, what you think seems good, eventually you will, when you follow your taste like that, you'll have pipes that you like. And if you haven't tried vieux carrie, I suggest you do. At least give it a shot. It's a fantastic blend. It really captures the English aromatic. Without being too English. because this isn't the same thing as cognac mixture or plum cake or something like that. But it's still a really good, it's almost Virginia forward. Anyways, I see the other construction guys are suiting up. I'll go ahead and cut you guys loose, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next one, that pipe guy, over and out.